I think I should start tomorrow, huh?
Okay.
There you go. That's the tip for today. Right now, the Student Hub in studio. I'm joined by Tsaone, as well as our guest for the day, and Lillian. She's going to chit-chat with us for today. What's up?
Nothing much. How are you?
I'm great.
Thank you.
Hey.
Hello to my lovely listener at home. Welcome to Student Nights. Welcome to Student Hub. This is week 4 of Student Hub ever since we started. Last week we spoke about opportunities available for students. And today on the show we are talking about a very powerful topic, mentorship in the academic development of a student. Joining us on the studio is Ishamel. Welcome, Ishamel.
Okay. My name is Ishamel, and good evening to all the listeners out there, all the young students and young people out there. Yes, my name is Ishamel. I'm a former student at Botswana International University of Science and Technology.
AKA BUIS?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Also commonly known as BUIS, like he has mentioned. I'm currently involved with Botswana Student Network as a volunteer. I'm also involved in a lot of other youth initiatives, but basically that's who I am.
Why did you choose to volunteer before we even get anywhere? Why did you choose to volunteer, and what's the importance of volunteering?
Well, the basic thing is I have a passion for helping people, and I believe in so much in seeing people grow and actually living a life full of their potential, fulfilling their potential. So I believe volunteering is more of a habit to me. It's more of a habit, like I'm saying. It's a regular thing I do on a regular basis.
I like.
Yes. Ishamel, today we are talking about mentorship. We want to find out the role of mentorship in the academic development of a student. Let's start off by defining what mentorship is to my listener at home.
Well, I think basically mentoring is a lifelong process. If you look at mentoring in its broader sense, you find that from an early age, we've always been mentored by our parents, by our teachers, by our church leaders, and even elders in our community. But in essence, mentoring is more of it's a process of providing guidance and support in a lifelong process and in a very personal relationship type of. With your mentor, you become a bit more closer, and you relate with your mentor on a very close basis. The difference between mentoring and other forms of coaching is that mentoring is flexible in its own nature, and it allows somebody to actually have flexible times and so on and so on.
Okay. Do you have a mentor?
Yes, I do. I have to.
Okay, tell us, the starting point. Where does one start, when looking for a mentor?
I think the most important thing is to relate your mentor with your personal values and your goals in life. I think it's very important to relate your mentor with where you want to be in the next 5 to 10 years also. So before you start to choose a mentor, you need to identify any person in the community who is in relation to your personal goals and opinions. And secondly, you need to form some sort of a relationship with your mentor. You cannot have a mentor whom you don't know how to communicate with, whom you're shy with, whom you're scared of. But you should have a relationship with your mentor. So that's also very important.
Okay, you are talking about me knowing what I want as a person, and relating this to a life of a student. What can you say about that?
Well, as students, we should have objectives, and I think one thing is when we go to school, we always go with the reason why we want to learn, and the reason is to pass and be somewhere else in life. Some of us want to be managers, some of us want to be coaches, some of us want to be security guards and personnel and so on and so forth. But the reason being is that we should have a goal. And when you have a mentor who is in relation with your goal, it becomes easy because they have been through the journey and they understand the obstacles and challenges within that field. So having a mentor by your side will give you the urge to understand whatever field you want to specialize into.
The different forms of mentoring, top of my head is formal, peer mentoring. What can you say about that?
Well, putting it in the Botswana setup, I think we have mentors on a peer level. I think in Botswana we should be proud to say we have peers on a youthful level. The likes of Lillian Moremi could be a typical example of a typical mentor on a peer-to-peer level. And I think on a professional level we have so many of them, but maybe it's an issue of us identifying and actually understanding as to what are these other forms do exist and so on.
Yeah, most of us, we don't have mentors, and like you were saying, it's very important because students, and that can be academic wise, financial wise, relationship wise. Where do I start? I know you said I need to look into my interest. What do I want to achieve as a student? I want us to go a little bit back and the starting point, because often at times people are afraid, but that person is not approachable. You know, what steps can you share with my listener at home for usimola jang, usimola hakai?
That's a good question. I like that.
Very good question, really. But I think it starts with simple things. And I think, for instance, if I take a setup of a church, whom you consider you're meant to be a pastor, you obviously have to attend church occasionally and be a regular goer at church. But also importantly, have the guts and the belief to say these are people, they don't bite, you know, they're just human beings like yourself. So it could start with maybe an email also, if you have access to an email. It could start with an SMS, you have the person's number. You don't have to send funny SMSs, obviously you have to be formal. But the approach is also very important. And as young people, we need to be respectful in our own nature when we approach people. Because obviously these people are going to be devoting their time free of charge to start with. So it's very important that our approach is the right one. But also we should have the right idea behind choosing a mentor. Like I'm saying, goals are very important in life. And if you have a goal, you have a direction. So if you know that you want this mentor for this purpose, you'll actually go for it. And make sure that you do your tasks also. Because you cannot choose a mentor who gives you assignments and then you don't complete them. At the end of the day, it becomes baseless and useless.
True.
That makes a lot of sense. Yarona FM Live the Music is where at Student Hub, and today we're talking mentorship. Remember, the Yarona FM SMS line is open, 74751545 for your questions or suggestions, anything you want to say. There's a message here, somebody has a problem with the show. Why is it only on Thursdays? To make a plan. Every day. We can only do so much. Plus it keeps it interesting. Yes, moving right along, let's talk more about mentorship.
Yes, let's share your experience when I know you're a mentee. Oh, by the way, a mentee ke na motelong gore wa mentee.
The mentee.
Yeah.
Okay.
So share your experience when Ishmael, how has the journey been for you? How did you approach that person along right now ke mentor wa gago, and share your experience. I know they open doors. So how did your mentor open doors for you, and share with the listeners.
And who your mentor is, if you don't mind.
Oh, well, that's a good question also. My mentor is Lillian. Lillian Maremi is my mentor at the moment.
Okay.
But to start with, I think my mentor, we met in a very, unusual way. I got to know Lillian through another Lillian. The Lillian I know,
okay,
that I knew at that time was the wrong Lillian. I call her the wrong Lillian.
Okay.
So either way, one way or the other, we met. And when we first saw each other, I think it was just meant to be in terms of the mentoring process. I'm one person who is very positive about life, who wants to go somewhere in life. And meeting Lillian was like meeting somebody who was destined to be my mentor. Because me and Lillian share almost the same interest. We believe so much in youth development and passion about young people moving forward. And having met Lillian actually opened up a lot of doors, because it's an issue of Lillian having the network. And I think one other thing that people should consider when they're choosing a mentor is to identify the type of network they have themselves. I'm not saying you should choose a mentor who is a CEO or somebody who is a bank manager or so on and so forth. But depending on your interest and depending on the level that you want to go, look at the network they have and how much influence they have and how they can help you. So Lillian has such kind of a base. She's quite known for studying Botswana student network, and also having known how much BSN has achieved also actually just drove me close to Lillian, because like I've said, I have passion for youth development.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Miss Lillian, can you please come closer? I want to ask you, your roles as a mentor. How has the journey been? Share the experience.
Yes, please. This should be very interesting. From mentor to mentee.
Yes. From mentor to mentee, and thank you. Wow, thank you for hijacking me. I'm a career specialist. I'm a career coach. I'm very passionate about education, and for me, what makes me happy is to see a young person who can identify their full potential. And usually, I get a lot of students who are coming to me and saying, Lillian, I'm very stressed. I need somebody who can guide me, somebody who can give me advice. I'm currently going under so much stress, moskolo. And basically, mentorship, MNT, basically, you identify somebody that you could feel comfortable with. It doesn't necessarily have to be a CEO or what. Even your mother can be a mentor, even a khosi or somebody in the community, but somebody that you actually feel has got so much influence, will give you some form of a direction. So usually an individual would approach me and will sit down, very important that I discover who that person is. And very important, what is it that that person needs help with? Particularly when we're talking about career guidance, issues such as, I chose the wrong course, or issues such as networking, which is very powerful. Issues such as, how do I, as a young person still in school, how do I boost up my CV, which is another very important element, because remember, how graduate, there is another challenge in life, which is, venturing into the working environment. So basically, at a student level, a mentor would probably, career coach mentor would probably really give you much direction on the career aspect of things, online presence, CV writing, think really how to deal with varsity life. And you can have mentors in different aspects, like you've already said, finances. I also have mentors. I don't know how many mentors I have.
Okay, so you can mentor and have mentors as well.
Yes, actually, I have young mentors. I mean, people who are younger than me, who actually inspire me. That's another thing. A mentor is somebody who inspires you, like, wow, actually, this person really motivates me. A mentor can be somebody your age mate. A mentor can be somebody who's older than you. So I also have a couple of mentors as well. Mentors in issues of relationships, issues of finances, issues of just professional development. Very important. And remember, mentorship, people are available to really guide you for free of charge. Just as a young person, know what it is that you really want to achieve. If you are meeting that person, how else do you want that person to help you to get to another level?
Yeah, powerful stuff. It's Student Hub. Yarona FM lives the music. If you just joined us, you can interact with us via text 74751545. We'll be back in a bit after D Nice's Don't Walk Away. Here's something special from Cresta Lodge. That special day when you can finally